Chosen one, take a breath and let these words flow into your spirit, because this isn't just another moment scrolling through life. This isn't casual. This isn't coincidence. This is a direct interruption from heaven itself, a sacred call meant only for those marked to rise, to lead, to carry light in a darkened world. You've wondered why your soul has been restless, why nights feel heavy, and mornings carry a strange pull toward something greater. It's because you've been chosen, and right here, right now, God is speaking to you. His voice is not vague, not symbolic, not an echo from the past. It's alive, urgent, and laser-focused on you. Think carefully about the fact that you are reading this message in this exact moment. Billions of people exist on Earth, yet somehow this divine signal reached your eyes. That is not random. That is alignment. And if alignment exists, it means heaven has already shifted the timeline to bring you here, right where obedience and destiny meet. Feel the weight of that. You are standing on the threshold of your new season, and this message is the door handle. All you must do is open it. God is saying with unmistakable clarity, prepare yourself. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. You have prayed for change. You have cried for breakthrough. You've begged for signs. This is the answer. It's arriving not through thunder, not through lightning in the sky, but through this very instruction. Cleanse, purify, align. He's not giving this to just anyone. He's giving it to you because he trusts that you are ready to step into something far bigger than you ever imagined. The urgency comes because what's ahead is not ordinary. It's not a small blessing, not a subtle shift. It is monumental. Heaven is preparing to pour out 3 unstoppable blessings that will collide with your life like a divine storm, shaking loose everything that once held you back. These blessings are massive, generational, transformational, but they cannot land on an unprepared vessel. Imagine pouring new wine into an old, cracked wineskin. It won't hold. That's why preparation is the first key. This is the sacred call, the first whisper of destiny that tells you the time of waiting is over. And make no mistake, this call is not optional. God isn't suggesting that you cleanse. He isn't recommending spiritual preparation as an add-on to your busy life. He is commanding it because he sees what you cannot yet see. He knows the weight of what is coming, and he knows your current state cannot yet carry it. The act of cleansing is more than physical. It is a prophetic declaration. I am ready. I am aligned. I am positioned for heaven's release. Pause and feel the truth of this. Your future is calling out to your present. You've felt that tug lately, haven't you? That strange awareness that something is shifting beneath the surface, that unseen hands are moving pieces around, that doors are rattling, waiting to burst open. That wasn't imagination. That was the trembling of the spiritual realm preparing to release favor in your direction. And now the signal is clear. Get ready, because your life is about to take on a magnitude that will leave even your closest friends stunned. But remember this. Before God can elevate, he purifies. Before he promotes, he tests. This call you are hearing is the test. Will you obey? Will you align? Will you honor the small instruction so that you can step into the massive promise? That's the line dividing those who rise and those who stay behind. Obedience is not glamorous. It doesn't make headlines, but it is the seed from which miracles bloom. You've been praying for open doors. You've asked for financial overflow, for breakthroughs in love, for stability in career, for peace in your spirit. But God is saying, do not expect divine results without divine preparation. Your miracle is tied not to more effort, not to louder prayers, not to desperate bargaining. It is tied to obedience in this moment. You must cleanse daily, consistently, intentionally. That act becomes the access code that heaven cannot ignore. Chosen one, lean in and understand. This is bigger than a ritual. It is a covenant. Every time you obey, every time you wash with intention, you are saying to heaven, I trust, I believe, I align. And heaven answers trust with treasures, belief with blessings, alignment with acceleration. If you knew the magnitude of what's written in your name on heaven's scrolls, you would not hesitate for a single day. The sacred call begins here. It begins now. From this moment forward, your life is no longer ordinary. Every step you take, every breath you breathe is watched by heaven. The instructions are clear. Cleanse the 3 gates of your body, your feet, your groin, your navel, because these are not random body parts. They're sacred conduits of energy, power, and destiny. When purified, they become portals through which blessings flow freely. When neglected, they remain blocked, and heaven's gifts pass you by. Do you see now why this matters so much? The enemy thrives on delay, distraction, and dirt. He wants your vessel cluttered, your energy fogged, your path blocked. But God has cut through that noise today with this sacred instruction. He is equipping you with the exact tool to dismantle the enemy's schemes and to stand ready for abundance. You've been asking for miracles. This is the preparation that births them. And so I ask you, will you respond? Will you rise? Will you step into obedience? Or will you remain on the sidelines of destiny? The sacred call has begun, and it has your name written on it. This isn't just for anyone scrolling aimlessly online. This is for the chosen ones, the marked ones, the ones who will carry light into darkness. That's you. You feel it in your spirit even as you read. That sudden thumping in your chest, that tightening in your gut, it's confirmation. This message is not by chance, it's by design. From this moment forward, treat each day as preparation. Approach each cleansing as consecration. See each act of obedience as a seed sown into the soil of eternity. You are aligning with heaven, and heaven is aligning with you. The sacred call has begun, and if you obey, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what's about to unfold. Chosen one, lean closer now because the message deepens. The sacred call that began in your heart is not only about spiritual purity, it is also about the tangible, the visible, the material transformation that will mark your life as chosen. Heaven never separates the spiritual from the physical. When the spirit aligns, the material must respond. And that is why this divine message carries something extraordinary. $333 million. Yes, you read that clearly. Not $3, not 3,000, not even 3 million. Heaven has marked your name with $333 million as a sign of unstoppable favor and divine confirmation. You've dreamed of wealth, haven't you? Nights spent imagining freedom from bills, freedom from the constant cycle of lack, freedom to bless your family, your community, and yourself without fear. Those dreams weren't foolish. They were glimpses of destiny. Heaven was planting the image of abundance into your subconscious long before you could see how it might come. And today, that seed has sprouted into this clear revelation. $333 million is aligned with your path. Now, understand this. This figure is not random. Numbers are sacred codes in the divine language. 3 is the number of completeness, of divine wholeness, of the Father, Son, and Spirit. To see it repeated 3 times is to see heaven's stamp of certainty. 333 is divine perfection multiplied. And when it takes the form of money, $333 million, it becomes more than wealth. It becomes proof. Proof that when heaven moves, it moves in abundance, not in scraps. Proof that when God blesses, He blesses beyond what logic can contain. Proof that when you obey, He rewards in ways that shake the earth. But let's pause here. Do not mistake this for mere prosperity talk. This is not about chasing dollars. This is about walking into alignment so dollars chase you. There is a profound difference. When you are unprepared, money slips away, opportunities vanish, favor fades. But when you cleanse, when you align your spirit daily through the sacred act given to you, you unlock the flow. And that flow is not a trickle, it is a flood. $333 million isn't a fantasy, it's a divine appointment waiting to arrive. Think of it like a river dam. Behind the dam is unimaginable water pressure, waiting to surge forward. But until the gates are opened, the water remains locked away. Right now, your blessings, your wealth, your influence are behind that dam, and the act of daily cleansing, the obedience you've been commanded to walk in, is the lever that opens it. The moment you obey, pressure is released, the gates open, and what's been stored up for years pours into your life. That's when the number shifts from a whisper in your spirit to a reality in your hands. Ask yourself, what would $333 million mean in your life? Not just for you, but for everyone connected to you. Generational debts wiped clean, businesses launched, homes restored, charities built, entire communities transformed. This isn't just money, it's impact, it's legacy, it's the kind of wealth that echoes for centuries. And heaven chose you to carry it because you are willing to prepare, because you have not let go of faith, because you dare to believe that God is bigger than limitation. You may be thinking, but why me? Why would heaven entrust such abundance to someone like me? Hear this clearly. Because you are chosen, because you will not waste it, because your heart has been tested in lack, and now it is worthy of abundance. You've survived nights of wondering how bills would be paid. You've lived through the sting of rejection, the humiliation of not having enough, the loneliness of feeling forgotten. But heaven has watched, and instead of breaking you, those seasons built you. They formed a vessel strong enough to carry wealth without crumbling under its weight. Don't dismiss this as symbolic. This is literal. The figure is specific for a reason. $333 million is already being orchestrated into your life through unseen channels. Deals, inheritances, opportunities, partnerships, favor. They're aligning even as you read. But alignment requires readiness. That's why heaven's instruction to cleanse cannot be ignored. Every act of cleansing is like opening another vault, unlocking another account, releasing another flow of funds. You are positioning yourself for the miracle of sudden wealth. Imagine walking into a bank and being told that an account under your name has just been activated with $333 million. That's not far-fetched, it's alignment. Imagine contracts landing in your lap, investments multiplying, unexpected inheritances showing up in your name. That's not coincidence, it's divine timing. Imagine doors of favor swinging open where others faced rejection, simply because your name carries the vibration of obedience. That's not luck, it's the fruit of cleansing. Chosen one, feel the weight of this awakening. Heaven is not teasing you with fantasies. Heaven is waking you up to reality. Your financial season of lack is closing. The dry years are over. The wandering is finished. The call is clear. $333 million is tied to your destiny, but only if you obey. Do not underestimate the connection between spiritual purity and material wealth. God doesn't bless dirt. He blesses vessels ready to overflow. And when He overflows, He does it with such magnitude that nobody can deny it came from Him. Think about this. In the coming days, if you truly align, if you truly obey, you won't even have to chase opportunities. They'll chase you. Emails will arrive. Phone calls will come. Meetings will be requested. People of influence will mention your name in rooms you've never entered. And woven through it all will be the undeniable signature of heaven. $333 million. That number will follow you, confirm you, mark you. You'll see it on receipts, on signs, on clocks, on random pages, because heaven is saying, this is your portion. But here lies the condition. Obedience, not occasional, not half-hearted, not when convenient. Daily, consistent, intentional obedience. Every cleansing you perform is a declaration to heaven. I am ready to receive. And heaven responds to readiness with release. The wealth is not waiting on paperwork. It's not waiting on other people. It's waiting on your alignment. So listen closely. Don't delay. Don't doubt. Don't downplay this moment. Take it seriously. Cleanse daily. Align deeply. Believe boldly. Because the $333 million awakening is not on its way. It's already here. waiting for you to step into it. Chosen one. Now we move deeper into the mystery, into the core of the instruction that heaven has given you. You've already heard that the sacred act of cleansing is not symbolic. It is essential. You've been told that $333 million is not just a dream, but a divine appointment waiting to manifest. Now, the question is, how exactly do you prepare? The answer lies in what I will call the 3 gates of purity. These are not random places on your body. They are spiritual centers, sacred conduits of energy and destiny, entrusted to you by God. And each one must be cleansed daily without fail. Your feet, your groin, your navel. Pause for a moment. Let those words settle in your mind. At first they might sound simple, almost ordinary, but the truth is, each of these areas carries profound spiritual weight. They are not only physical points, they are gateways, openings through which divine energy flows and blessings manifest. When they are unclean, blocked, or ignored, you risk shutting the door to heaven's outpouring. But when they are honored, purified, and intentionally cleansed, they unlock dimensions of favor you cannot even begin to imagine. Let us begin with your feet. Think of how often Scripture points to feet as sacred. God told Moses, "Take off your shoes, for the ground you stand on is holy." Why? Because feet represent direction. They represent the path you are walking. They are the physical contact point between your body and the earth, the bridge between your purpose and your destiny. When your feet are unclean spiritually, it feels like you are stuck, wandering, walking in circles, unable to progress. Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't take the next step? That's because your feet carry not just your weight, but your direction, and direction must be consecrated. Washing them daily is more than hygiene, it's alignment. When you cleanse your feet, you declare, "My steps are ordered, my path is clear, my destiny is activated." Now, move to the groin area. This may feel strange to mention, but it is crucial. The groin is the seat of creativity, identity, and generational power. Physically, it is tied to reproduction. Spiritually, it represents the power to create, to birth new realities, to pass blessings down through generations. When this gate is neglected, confusion and leakage enter. You may find your energy drained, your mind scattered, your will weakened. That's not coincidence, it's blockage at the source. But when you cleanse it daily, you reclaim your creative authority. You declare, "I am fruitful, I am strong, I am aligned with generational blessing." Heaven honors that because purity here protects legacy. It ensures that what you birth, whether it's children, businesses, or ideas, flows from divine order rather than chaos. Finally, the navel. Your belly button is not just a scar from birth. It is your original life connection, the point through which nourishment and energy first flowed into you. Spiritually, it remains a center of alignment, the hub of your inner strength. Energy disciplines across cultures, from Hebrew traditions to Eastern practices, recognize this area as a powerful portal. When blocked, it causes disconnection, instability, and inner confusion. But when cleansed, it becomes a reset button. Washing and anointing your navel daily is like plugging directly back into your source, recentering your spirit. It's saying, "I am connected, I am balanced, I am guided by divine wisdom." Can you see it now? Feet, groin, navel. 3 gates, 3 access points, 3 portals of destiny. They are not random. They are chosen. And you are being told right now to cleanse them every single day. Do not treat this lightly. Do not dismiss this as superstition or ritual. This is obedience. And obedience opens vaults that prayer alone cannot. Think of your body as a temple. Would you enter a sacred temple and ignore its gates, leaving them covered in dust, dirt, and neglect? Of course not. You would wash them, honor them, treat them with reverence. In the same way, your feet, groin, and navel are gates to your temple. When purified, they allow divine energy to flow freely through your life. When ignored, the temple remains blocked, and blessings cannot dwell there. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Your $333 million awakening is directly tied to these gates. Every cleansing you perform is like entering a password into heaven's system, unlocking another layer of favor. The $333 million already has your name on it, but heaven requires the confirmation code of obedience. That code is daily purification. Without it, you are like someone standing outside a vault with the key in hand but refusing to use it. With it, the vault swings open, and what's inside floods your life. There will be days when you feel tempted to skip. You'll think, it doesn't matter. It's just water, just routine. That is the enemy whispering distraction, trying to rob you of destiny. But understand, every act of cleansing is more than washing. It's warfare. It's alignment. It's declaration. As your hands touch your feet, you declare direction. As your hands touch your groin, you declare fruitfulness. As your hands touch your navel, you declare alignment. And heaven hears, heaven responds, heaven releases. Do not underestimate this. Generations are tied to your obedience. Doors of influence, waves of favor, and the outpouring of $333 million are waiting for you to honor these three gates. Treat them with reverence. Wash with intention. Speak blessings over them. Say it out loud. My feet are ordered. My legacy is secure. My spirit is aligned. This is not ritual for ritual's sake. This is prophecy in action. The three gates of purity are your access points to the miraculous. And once you begin, once you commit, you'll notice the shift almost immediately. The fog will lift. The energy will clear. You'll feel guided, strengthened, connected. And soon after, the outer world will match the inner shift. Opportunities will appear. Money will flow. Favor will chase you. All because you honored what heaven told you. Cleanse the three gates and watch the blessings pour. Chosen one, we have walked together through the sacred call, the $333 million awakening, and the revelation of the three gates of purity. Now comes the turning point, the moment where the teaching shifts into action, because information without obedience is powerless. Revelation without application is wasted. God is not just asking you to know, He is asking you to do, and in doing, you will unlock the miracles that have been waiting for you all along. Understand this truth deeply. Miracles are not random accidents. They do not fall by chance. They are not the universe tossing dice into the wind. Miracles are precise, targeted, intentional movements of heaven that respond to faith, obedience, and alignment. You've prayed for breakthrough, you've begged for change. You've cried out for financial freedom. And heaven's response is crystal clear. Obey this instruction. Cleanse daily. Align daily. Stay consistent. Why? Because obedience is the highest form of faith. Anyone can say, I believe. Anyone can whisper prayers in the night. But only the chosen few obey instructions that seem small, strange, or difficult. And those are the ones heaven cannot ignore. Obedience is louder than words, deeper than thoughts, stronger than feelings. It is action that declares, God, I trust you more than my understanding. I trust your plan more than my logic. I will obey even when it doesn't make sense. Think about this. When Noah built the ark, people mocked him. They thought his obedience was madness. But his obedience unlocked survival. When Abraham left his homeland without knowing where he was going, his obedience unlocked generational blessing. When the widow poured out oil into empty vessels, her obedience unlocked overflow that canceled her debts. Over and over, the pattern is the same. Obedience first, miracle second. And now, chosen one, that same pattern rests on you. God is saying, cleanse the gates of your body. Obey this simple act daily. And though it seems small, the miracles tied to it are massive. Your obedience will unlock professional opportunities that outshine your resume, financial breakthroughs that erase years of lack, spiritual clarity that silences confusion, and social elevation that shifts how the world sees you. Can you see the divine pattern here? Each act of obedience is like planting a seed. No farmer doubts that a seed will grow when planted in good soil. He doesn't see the harvest on day one, but He knows the process is alive. In the same way, your daily cleansing may feel ordinary, but each act is a seed. And when heaven waters those seeds, they grow into miracles. Miracles that appear suddenly, though they were always building beneath the surface. Let's speak plainly. The $333 million is not coming by lottery or chance. It's coming by obedience. As you cleanse daily, you are not just washing your body. You are aligning your energy, clearing your channels, and signaling to heaven, I am ready. I am trustworthy. I am aligned. Heaven responds by releasing opportunities, contracts, inheritances, partnerships, and favor that accumulate into the very figure already promised, $333 million. But there's more. Miracles are not limited to finances alone. Your obedience will ripple across every area of your life. Have you been waiting for healing? It will come. Have you been longing for peace in relationships? It will flow. Have you been searching for clarity about your purpose? It will crystallize, because miracles are not single-threaded. They are waves, and when one wave comes, it carries others behind it. Chosen one, let this sink in. Your obedience is the ignition point. Picture a matchstick striking against stone. At first, it's just friction, just small sparks. But when oxygen meets the flame, it erupts into fire. That's your obedience. Each cleansing is a spark, and soon the fire of miracles will burn across your life. Without obedience, the sparks remain cold. With obedience, they ignite. And here is the warning. Delay is dangerous. Every day you hesitate, you postpone your own breakthrough. Every time you dismiss the instruction, you push back the miracle waiting at your door. God has already prepared the blessing. It has your name written on it. But heaven cannot deliver to a vessel that refuses to prepare. That's why obedience is urgent. Every act you take today brings the blessing closer tomorrow. Every cleansing you perform now pulls the $333 million out of the unseen and into the visible. Look at your own life. You felt the pressure, haven't you? That weight in your chest, that restlessness in your spirit, that awareness that something big is about to happen. That's not imagination. That's the spiritual world trembling because your breakthrough is near. But breakthroughs only land where obedience has built the runway. Without obedience, planes circle the sky but never land. With obedience, the runway lights up and the miracle touches down. So, here is your charge. Obey without question. Cleanse without delay. Trust without hesitation. Every morning, every evening, as you purify the gates of your body, speak over yourself. This is my preparation. This is my access code. This is my obedience unlocking miracles. And watch how quickly heaven responds. There will come a moment soon where you look back and realize the shift was not gradual. It was sudden. Suddenly, the call came. Suddenly, the opportunity opened. Suddenly, the bank account overflowed. Suddenly, the $333 million manifested. But it won't be sudden to heaven. It will be the harvest of seeds sown in your quiet obedience. Remember this eternal truth. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. Obedience is greater than emotion. Obedience is greater than delay. And obedience is always rewarded. The miracles you seek are waiting. The wealth you long for is prepared. The doors you've prayed for are unlocked. But heaven is asking one question of you. Will you obey? Chosen one, your answer determines everything. Chosen one, let these words pierce deep into your soul. Purity is your power, not status, not connections, not effort. Purity. The kind of purity that flows from obedience, from alignment, from cleansing the gates that heaven instructed you to cleanse. You must understand, power in the spiritual realm does not come from titles, possessions, or appearances. It comes from being a vessel clean enough to carry divine fire without breaking. And right now, God is calling you to embrace purity, not as a suggestion, not as a ritual, but as your very source of strength. Think about it. Everything in creation works when it is pure. Water is life-giving when pure, but deadly when contaminated. Gold is valuable when refined, but worthless when corrupted. Light shines brightest when unobstructed, but weakens when blocked. In the same way, your spirit shines with the divine power when cleansed, but becomes heavy, stagnant, and confused when cluttered with residue. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect, it is asking you to be purified. That's the difference. Perfection is unreachable. Purity is obedience. Now, here lies the secret. When you cleanse your feet, your groin, and your navel daily, you are not just removing physical dirt, you are removing spiritual dust that blocks your path. You are polishing your inner gold so it reflects heaven's light. You are unclogging the channels of energy that connect you to divine flow. And as these channels clear, power begins to surge through you. Clarity sharpens, opportunities multiply, peace deepens, and wealth begins to flood in. This is why the enemy hates purity. He thrives in dirt, confusion, and chaos. He wants your vessel cluttered so that even when blessings are sent, they bounce off blocked energy. He wants your spirit so weighed down that even $333 million standing at your door cannot enter. That's why distraction comes so easily. That's why doubt creeps in, because purity terrifies darkness. A clean vessel is unstoppable. You've already been told that $333 million is aligned with your destiny, but what qualifies you to receive it is purity. Heaven cannot pour treasure into a cracked cup, but when the vessel is purified, when the gates are washed, when the soul is aligned, then heaven releases overflow. Think of the stories you've heard your entire life. Daniel stood in purity and was elevated in Babylon. Esther purified herself before stepping into the palace, and it unlocked favor that saved a nation. Joseph kept his integrity even in chains, and his purity unlocked authority over an empire. The pattern is clear. Purity unlocks power. Purity unlocks wealth. Purity unlocks destiny. Let me remind you again. This is not about ritual for ritual's sake. It's not about being obsessed with the physical. It's about aligning your vessel with heaven's frequency. Your body is the temple of the Spirit, and every temple has gates. Your feet, your groin, and your navel are those gates. Keep them pure, and the temple fills with glory. Neglect them, and the temple remains dark. Which temple will you be? Chosen one. This is why consistency is crucial. Purity is not a one-time act, it's a lifestyle. Imagine drinking pure water one day and poison the next. Your body cannot thrive in contradiction. The same is true spiritually. Purity must be daily, steady, unbroken. Every day you cleanse, you add another layer of strength. Every act compounds like interest, building unstoppable momentum. That's why heaven gave you this clear, simple instruction. Do not skip, do not delay, do not treat it casually. And here's the beauty. Purity doesn't just protect you, it attracts. People will begin to notice something about you, even if they can't explain it. Rooms will shift when you walk in. Conversations will pause. Opportunities will be offered. Why? Because purity carries presence, and presence is power. Others will feel drawn to your energy, your clarity, your authority. And that magnetism is not human, it's divine. It's the glow of someone walking in obedience, carrying heaven's fragrance. Now, tie this back to wealth. The $333 million is not just about money, it's about influence. Money is energy, and energy flows where purity allows it. When you are clean, aligned, and prepared, wealth comes not as a burden, but as a tool. You'll know how to use it. You'll know how to multiply it. You'll know how to bless with it. But if wealth lands on impurity, it corrupts. That's why heaven insists on purity first, because only then can wealth remain a blessing and not a curse. Chosen one, hear this again. Purity is your superpower. When you are pure, you cannot be ignored. When you are pure, doors cannot stay shut. When you are pure, miracles cannot bypass you. And when you are pure, $333 million cannot miss you. So, every day, when you bend down to cleanse your feet, remember you are ordering your steps into divine pathways. When you wash your groin, Remember, you are sealing your generational blessing and protecting your creative power. When you cleanse your navel, remember, you are reconnecting to your original source, realigning your inner compass. Each act is small in the physical but massive in the spiritual. Each act declares, I am ready, I am aligned, I am powerful in purity. This is how power flows, not through striving, not through endless effort, not through chasing, but through purity. When you are pure, blessings chase you, opportunities chase you, wealth chases you, power chases you, and it all begins with obedience to the cleansing you've been called to perform. So I ask you now, will you embrace purity as your power? Will you treat this daily act not as routine but as sacred warfare? Will you believe that heaven doesn't ask without purpose? Your life is on the verge of historic transformation. The $333 million is already aligned, but only a pure vessel can hold it. Only a pure vessel can multiply it. Only a pure vessel can pass it on. Purity is not weakness, it is strength. It is not limitation, it is liberation. And for you, chosen one, it is the very power that will shift you into the greatest season of your life. Chosen one, pause for a moment and let this truth take root in your soul. Heaven's calendar already has your name written on it. Divine appointments, set long before you were even born, are waiting in time for you to arrive. This isn't random chance, this isn't coincidence, this is destiny, scheduled with precision by the hand of God. And now, as you stand in this season, the clock in heaven is ticking. The countdown to your breakthrough has already begun. Understand this. What is coming for you is not vague or undefined. It is not someday, somehow, maybe. No, heaven's timing is exact. There are doors that will open on specific dates. There are conversations happening in unseen places right now where your name is being spoken. There are contracts, inheritances, and opportunities already written, waiting for you to step into alignment so that they can be released. And among these appointments is something monumental, the divine release of $333 million. Yes, chosen one, this figure is no accident. $333 million is not only a promise of wealth, but also a time marker. Heaven has declared, on the appointed day, if they are prepared, it shall be released. That's why the urgency in your spirit has increased. That's why you've been feeling pressure, restlessness, and even moments of discomfort, because heaven's clock is moving closer to your scheduled breakthrough, and your spirit knows it. But here's the crucial truth. Appointments can be missed. If you show up to a meeting hours late, the opportunity passes. If you fail to RSVP to an event, the seat is given to someone else. And in the same way, if you do not prepare, if you do not purify, if you do not obey, you risk missing what heaven has scheduled in your honor. That is why this message is reaching you now. It is a warning and an invitation. Heaven is saying, your date is near. Be ready. Think of it like a train station. The schedule is printed. The train will arrive whether you are on the platform or not. Your blessing, your $333 million, your elevation, it's coming. But will you be ready when it arrives? Or will you be distracted, unprepared, and left behind as it speeds away? That's the choice placed before you today. Chosen one, I want you to imagine this. Somewhere on heaven's eternal scroll, next to your name, are specific moments highlighted in golden ink. Perhaps one says, a contract worth millions will be offered on this date. Another says, an influential person will speak their name into the right ear on this day. Another says, a divine connection will cross their path at this time. These are not possibilities, they are certainties. But certainties in heaven require participation on earth. If you are not aligned, you will not recognize them. If you are not pure, you will not receive them. That is why obedience to daily cleansing matters so much. Every act of purification is like showing up early to your appointment, dressed in the right attire, ready for the meeting. Each time you wash your feet, your groin, your navel, you're spiritually checking in, signaling to heaven, I'm ready, I'm here, I will not miss what you've scheduled for me. And when heaven sees readiness, heaven delivers right on time. You may be wondering why the number 333 keeps echoing. It's because heaven uses numbers as confirmations. Every time you see 333, in an address, on a receipt, on a clock, in a random moment, it's heaven whispering, "Stay prepared. Your appointment is approaching." This is not superstition. It is divine communication. Numbers are the universe's way of aligning your attention. And when the number carries such magnitude, $333 million, it is more than a whisper. It is a trumpet call. Chosen one, your financial drought is nearing its expiration date. The calendar is shifting. The page is turning. The appointed time for overflow is almost here. But remember, open doors do not stay open forever. Opportunities do not wait indefinitely. That is why obedience cannot be delayed. Every day you purify, you are synchronizing with heaven's clock. Every act of cleansing moves the hands closer to the release. Every moment of obedience ensures you won't arrive late to your own destiny. And this isn't just about money. Heaven's calendar includes generational blessings, spiritual awakenings, and social elevation. There are days ahead where your influence will rise suddenly, where rooms you once only dreamed of entering will open wide, where people of authority will extend their hand in recognition. All of this is marked, all of this is written, and all of this is tied to your preparation. Picture this, you walking into a room prepared for you before time began. The seat has your name engraved on it. The documents are stacked, the wealth already wired, the audience already waiting. But the only way you sit in that seat is if you arrive in alignment. Purity is your RSVP. Obedience is your ticket. Cleansing is your preparation. Without them, the room remains closed. With them, the doors swing wide. Heaven's calendar is not casual. It is sacred. It carries weight and it cannot be changed. Your date with destiny is set. The only question is, will you be ready? Chosen one. Let this message shake you awake. Stop hesitating. Stop doubting. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is already set. The wealth is already prepared. The only step left is yours. Cleanse today, cleanse tomorrow. Cleanse every day until the calendar turns and heaven pours. Because when that day arrives, and it is closer than you think, you will not just step into blessing. You will step into overflow. You will step into $333 million. You will step into the life heaven wrote for you from the very beginning. Chosen one. Now you must understand something that goes even deeper. The cleansing you have been commanded to perform is not simply about preparation. It is about warfare. You are not just washing your body. You are disarming forces that have worked against you for years. You are silencing voices that whispered failure into your ear. You are breaking chains that have bound your family for generations. Every drop of water, every intentional movement, every spoken declaration is an act of war against darkness. Make no mistake, the enemy has studied you. He knows your patterns, your weaknesses, your fears. He has set traps in your path, distractions in your mind, and heaviness in your spirit. That is why you felt blocked, why opportunities seemed to vanish, why money slipped through your fingers, why confusion clouded your decisions. It was never random. It was warfare. And now, heaven has given you the exact weapon to fight back, purity through daily cleansing. When you wash your feet, you are not just removing dust. You are declaring war against stagnation. The enemy wants your steps paralyzed, wants you to walk in circles, wants you stuck in the wilderness. But with each cleansing, you are saying, "My path is ordered. My destiny is advancing. My feet will tread on sacred ground." In that moment, spiritual chains fall. Doors that were locked swing open, and suddenly the direction that felt unclear begins to shine. When you wash your groin, you are protecting your creative power. Understand this. Many of the battles you faced were not about what you have, but about what you carry. The enemy fears what you are capable of birthing. Ideas, businesses, generational wealth, even children destined to carry light. That's why he tries to pollute this gate with shame, guilt, distraction, or weakness. But as you cleanse, you reclaim authority. You declare, I am fruitful. My legacy is blessed. My creativity is unstoppable. And heaven covers that gate with protection, ensuring that what you birth will not be stolen. When you cleanse your navel, you are reconnecting to the source of life. The enemy has tried to cut you off from your spiritual anchor, to leave you drifting in confusion, doubting your intuition, questioning your worth. But when you anoint and purify this gate, you reset your energy. You declare, I am aligned. I am grounded. I am connected to the flow of divine wisdom. In that moment, confusion lifts, intuition sharpens, and inner peace rises like a shield. Chosen one, see it clearly. Cleansing is not weakness. It is warfare disguised as obedience. While others fight battles in exhaustion, you fight with purity. While others swing blindly at the air, you strike with precision. Each act of cleansing sends ripples into the unseen, scattering forces of delay, breaking atmospheres of lack, and dismantling the schemes designed against your future. This is why you cannot treat this lightly. The enemy will try harder now. He will whisper, skip today. It doesn't matter. You're tired. You're busy. But that is because he knows the truth. Your obedience is undoing years of his work. Every time you cleanse, you tear down another wall he built around your destiny. Every day you obey, you destroy the contracts he wrote against your family line. And with every act of purity, you move closer to the release of your $333 million blessing. Understand the strategy. The enemy thrives in dirt, in clutter, in impurity. Darkness cannot cling to clean vessels. When your gates are pure, his grip slips. When your energy flows freely, his chains break. When you are aligned, his attacks bounce off like arrows against armor. That is why purity is not just preparation, it is protection. It is your shield. It is your weapon. Picture yourself stepping into a battlefield. Around you, chaos rages, doubt, fear, poverty, stagnation, but you are covered in purity. Your feet glow with the divine light. Your groin radiates with creative fire. Your navel pulses with alignment. Darkness shrinks back. Enemies scatter. Obstacles dissolve. Not because you shouted louder, not because you fought harder, but because you carried purity. That is how powerful this is. And don't forget the connection to wealth. Money, too, is a battlefield. Entire systems are designed to keep you in lack, to keep you begging, to keep you small. But your cleansing breaks those systems. It opens doors in boardrooms, banks, and contracts where your name will suddenly appear with favor. It shifts power balances, making you the head and not the tail. The $333 million is not just money, it is victory. And victory belongs to those who fight with purity. Chosen one, from this moment on, see each cleansing as a battle won. When you bend down to wash, see yourself striking the enemy's schemes. When you pour water, see yourself drowning doubt, washing away fear, rinsing off limitation. When you speak blessings, hear heaven echo your words into the unseen. This is not ritual, this is war, and you are winning. Do not hesitate, do not delay. The battle is already turning in your favor. Forces that resisted you are collapsing. Gates that were shut are opening. Chains that bound your family line are breaking. And soon, very soon, you will see the proof in the natural world. Opportunities appearing, contracts signed, wealth transferred, influence rising. And standing tall in the midst of it all will be the unmistakable sign of heaven's victory. $333 million in your name. This is the power of obedience. This is the strength of purity. This is the warfare you were born to win. Chosen one. Now let me reveal what happens when obedience collides with purity and warfare. A wave begins to build. Not a trickle, not a small stream. A wave, massive, unstoppable, roaring with the sound of heaven itself. This wave is not random. It is not weak. It is divine momentum gathering in the unseen, preparing to crash into your life with such force that nothing will ever look the same again. You have been faithful. You have cleansed. You have obeyed. And every act, every drop of water, every whispered declaration has been feeding this wave. Think of it like the ocean. Waves do not appear instantly. They begin as subtle ripples far away, gathering strength, growing larger as winds and currents push them forward. By the time they reach the shore, they are towering and impossible to resist. That is what's happening in your life. For months, for years, heaven has been building momentum. And now, because of your obedience, the wave is almost at your shore. This wave carries more than you can imagine. It carries clarity. Fog that once clouded your mind will dissolve in a moment. It carries strength. Weakness that held you back will vanish. It carries opportunities. Doors long shut will burst open. And yes, it carries wealth. Not scraps, not coins, not small checks. It carries $333 million prepared for you, written with your name, tied to your destiny. When this wave hits, it will not ask permission. It will not come gradually. It will arrive suddenly, all at once, changing everything. Picture it. One day, your life looks ordinary. The next, it is transformed. One phone call shifts your career. One email unlocks a contract. One encounter introduces you to someone of influence. One transaction floods your account. One headline changes your reputation. That's how waves work. They do not trickle, they surge. But hear this clearly. Waves only land where the shore is prepared. If the shore is cluttered with rocks, debris, or walls, the wave crashes and recedes. But when the shore is clean, smooth, and open, the wave releases its full force. That's why your daily cleansing matters. Your feet, your groin, your navel, they are your spiritual shoreline. Every act of purity is clearing debris, smoothing the surface, opening the space. So when the wave hits, nothing holds it back. Chosen one, have you noticed the signs? Small breakthroughs here and there, random moments of favor, unexpected amounts of money, strange coincidences where everything just seems to align. These are not accidents. These are the early ripples of the wave. They are confirmations that momentum is building. The real surge, the $333 million flood, is still ahead, and when it arrives, it will drown every trace of lack, debt, and delay in your life. But here's the beautiful truth. You don't have to chase this wave. Waves chase the shore. Blessings chase obedience. Wealth chases purity. Opportunities chase alignment. That's why you feel the pull in your spirit lately. The sense that something is coming, that you need to prepare, that time is short. It's the wave announcing itself in advance. Heaven is saying, get ready, make room. The surge is on its way. And this wave will not only lift you, it will lift everything connected to you. Your family, your community, your generations. Imagine debts erased not only for you, but for those you love. Imagine opportunities created not only for yourself, but for others who look up to you. Imagine legacy established, buildings funded, lives transformed because you obeyed, you cleansed, you prepared. This wave carries more than personal blessing. It carries generational impact. Think of Noah. One man's obedience saved his entire family from destruction. Think of Joseph. One man's purity fed an entire nation in famine. Think of Esther. One woman's preparation shifted the destiny of her people. And now think of you. One chosen soul aligning with heaven, unlocking a wave so massive that its ripples will echo for centuries. That is the power in front of you. Let me be very clear. This is not wishful thinking. This is not fantasy. Already in the unseen, forces are aligning. Meetings are being scheduled. Funds are being transferred. Rooms are being prepared. And when the appointed time arrives, the wave will strike. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg. You won't have to chase. It will come, and it will come fast. But here lies the final test. Will you be ready? Will your vessel be pure enough to handle it? Will your gates be cleansed enough to receive it? Will your heart be steady enough to carry it without fear or pride? The wave is inevitable, but whether it builds you or crushes you depends on your preparation. So I urge you, chosen one, keep cleansing, keep obeying, keep declaring. Every day you wash, you add strength to the wave. Every act of purity makes it taller, stronger, faster. And soon, when you least expect it, you'll hear the roar, feel the surge, and watch as it crashes into your life with unstoppable force. The wave of blessings is not coming. It's already in motion, and its name is victory. Its name is overflow. Its name is abundance. Its name is $333 million. Prepare yourself. The shoreline of your destiny is about to be flooded. Chosen one. This is the climax of everything you have been preparing for. This is not just a continuation. It is the culmination. Heaven has been building pressure, stacking blessings, aligning doors, and waiting for the exact moment when your obedience, your purity, and your warfare collide. And when that collision happens, it will not be subtle. It will not be quiet. It will be an explosion, a sudden, unstoppable, undeniable release of power, favor, wealth, and destiny. Imagine standing before a mountain of dynamite, each stick representing a prayer you prayed, a tear you shed, an act of obedience you performed. For years, these sticks have been stacked, but without fire they remained dormant. Then came your cleansing. Each day you obeyed, each gate you purified, each declaration you spoke, that was the match. Now the fuse is lit, and heaven is saying, get ready, the explosion is coming. This explosion is not destruction, it is transformation. It will blow apart every chain, every wall, every limitation that has held you back. It will scatter doubt, fear, and lack into ashes. It will destroy the structures that tried to keep you small, and in their place will rise open doors, divine opportunities, and rivers of abundance. Where there was once emptiness, there will be overflow. Where there was once silence, there will be songs of victory. Where there was once lack, there will be $333 million flowing like an unstoppable current. Do not underestimate the suddenness of this. For years, you may have felt stuck, progress slow, blessings delayed. But when heaven moves, it moves fast. Joseph went from prison to palace in a single day. Esther went from orphan to queen in a single season. Peter went from fisherman to leader in one moment of calling. And you, yes, you, will go from waiting to overflowing in a blink of divine timing. One moment, you will wonder when it will happen. The next moment, the explosion will have shifted everything. But here lies the mystery. Explosions require alignment. The fuse must be lit at the right time. The conditions must be exact. The vessel must be ready. That is why heaven has been preparing you. That is why you've been called to cleanse your feet, your groin, your navel. That is why you've been told to obey daily. Because without purity, the explosion would consume you. But with purity, it will promote you. Chosen one, can you feel it? The tension in the air, the vibration in your spirit, the sense that something massive is about to break loose? That's the fuse burning. That's heaven's energy surging. That's the spiritual countdown reaching zero. The explosion is near, and it carries not only your breakthrough, but also your identity, your influence, your destiny. You are about to step into a life that looks nothing like the one you've known. Picture the moment. You wake up one morning and everything feels different. Calls begin to come in. Emails arrive. Accounts are credited. Papers are signed. Opportunities line up. And woven through it all is the unmistakable signature of heaven, the number $333 million. Not just wealth, but proof. Proof that obedience works. Proof that purity has power. Proof that when you align, heaven delivers. And understand this. The explosion is not limited to finances. It will ripple through every corner of your existence. Relationships healed. Health restored. Purpose clarified. Influence multiplied. Peace overflowing. This explosion is heaven saying, I am not giving you just one blessing. I am detonating everything I've stored for you, all at once. But, chosen one, I must warn you, this is your moment of decision. Explosions cannot be paused. Once the fuse is lit, the blast is inevitable. The only question is, will you be positioned to receive it, or will you be distracted, doubtful, and unprepared? That's why this message is urgent. It's heaven's final reminder. Obey daily, stay aligned, remain pure. The explosion is not waiting for your convenience. It is coming on heaven's schedule. And when it comes, you will know. You will feel it in your bones, see it in your bank accounts, hear it in the voices of those who once doubted you. People will say, "What happened to them? How did everything change so fast?" And your answer will be simple. I obeyed, I prepared, I cleansed, and heaven exploded my destiny. Chosen one, the time of waiting is over. The season of delay is done. The fuse is almost burned out. The blast is about to begin. Brace yourself, stand firm, stay ready, because the divine explosion will not only shift your life, it will announce your rise to the world. You are stepping into a future written by God, sealed by obedience, and confirmed with abundance. And when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, you will stand in awe of what has been released. You will stand surrounded by blessings, drenched in favor, crowned with influence, and overflowing with $333 million. That number will no longer be a promise. It will be your reality, and your reality will be proof to everyone who sees you. Heaven keeps its word. The explosion is coming, and it has your name on it.